The flame in the east is flickering out. As the war theatrics in Ukraine appear to be fading, a new tussle, a new drama, is growing roots in Europe. Europe has shifted its attention to Moldova. Namaste and welcome to the new episode of The Global Game with me, Vedika. Let's begin with the video report.
To
get a first payment on the next generation.
Hello and welcome to TFIGlobal, the foreign affairs and geopolitical. The EU has announced plans to send a civilian mission to Moldova. The Union says the step is to help Eastern European nation, a beacon of hope in a sea of uncertainty. But don't we all know the reality? There have been accusations that the Kremlin is seeking to destabilize the former Soviet Republic. And this has snatched the living daylights of the EU. The EU has announced sending a civilian mission to Moldova. In a statement made on Monday, the EU's top diplomat Josep Borrell said the mission would increase support to Moldova to protect its security, territorial integrity and sovereignty against Russia under the Common Security and Defense Policy. According to officials, the mission will focus on crisis management and hybrid threats, including cybersecurity as well as countering foreign information manipulation and interference. In February, President of war-torn Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky made statements condemning Russia, saying Kiev's security services had intercepted Russian plans to break the democracy of Moldova and establish control over Moldova. Later on, Moldova's pro-EU leader, President Maia Sandu, alleged that the plan included sabotage and militarily trained people disguised as civilians to carry out violent attacks on government buildings and taking hostages. Moldova was for decades one of the closest allies of Moscow, and if sources are to be believed, around 1,500 troops are stationed in the breakaway region of Transnistria. Moldovan president, apart from condemning Russia's act of invasion in Ukraine, Sandu has repeatedly called for the withdrawal of its forces from a country. It is no secret that the EU has been perturbed by Moldova ever becoming a part of Russia in future, and hence in June last year, the Commission even announced granting the country candidate status. Meanwhile, Moldova, in a recent move, made a constitutional amendment replacing the Moldovan language and the Romanian language as the official national language. This was not seen as a good sign for an already bruised NATO. You may wonder why. Because Romania is a pragmatic nation which won't hesitate to switch its alliance towards Russia. Moreover, there have been talks of Moldova's unification with Romania recently, which has led to the might of the EU going into tumult like a tempest-tossed sea. And therefore, now here comes the announcement. The announcement of the EU deploying a mission on the Moldovan soil in a bid to secure the nation in its interest. Yet, as one flame begins to flicker out, another seems to take root in Europe, a new tussle, a new tension, a new drama. So as I watch the war theatrics in Ukraine waning, a new tussle within Europe grows its roots. Tussle of seizing the territory of Moldova between Russia and Europe. Let's sit with bated breaths to see who wins the game.